I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl, my girl. Hey, everybody. So good to see all of you here. Welcome to the Jaybefaunt Show. My name is James Fauntleroy. I am your host. It's so good to see all of you here with me today. Just let you guys know that the Jaybefaunt Show is also available on all major podcast platforms like Anchor, Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, so you can subscribe to me there. I'm also part of the Revolutionary Blackout Network. You can find me on the JB Show on Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as the Rbn Live during the week. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you are new to the channel. And if you're just now seeing this, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to smash that subscribe button and please click the notification bell just so that you know whenever I go live. And I also would like to give a shout out to my patrons on Patreon and Coffee. Thank you so much for all your contributions. You know that you guys keep the lights on, and I'm deeply, deeply, deeply humbled for all your support and help. Thank you so very much. If you guys like to catch me on Rumble as well, then you guys can catch me on Rumble on the replays as well. So I just want to say hi to everybody before I get to the announcement. No. Let's go. All right. So we have CBC voter in here. Panquake, good to see you, CBC. All right. We have Zach Davis in the house saying, hey, JB. Swearing Fairy is here and accounted for. All right. You did not miss it, John. In fact, I'm going to get to it. I'm pretty happy about it. It's pretty cool. All right. Also, Def Leopards is also in the house. So good to see you. Savvy Sav is in here with the purple hearts. Purple hearts. Purple hearts. Yeah. This is actually going to be a good show. This is going to be a fun one. Just, no negativity. We're just going to have a little fun. Also, yes. Yeah. I wish it was still the month of May. That would have been cool. Where Pilgrim says, hey, everybody. Joe Torres, good to see you. All right. Candles Boat says, hey, yeah, fam. Hey, nice to see you. All right. Terry Connolly is also in the house. Let me see. Mock Racy says, hi, fam. Hello. Good to see you. Oh, gosh. Okay. So I'm pretty excited. So so first of all, just to let you guys know, as many of you have probably keenly observed, that I'm now monetized on YouTube. That is something that I'm very proud of. I was able to do that. It took some work, but it happened, and I was very thankful for that. And now I've also enabled super chats. So just to let you guys know, super chats are great, but just to let you know, YouTube takes like 30%. But if you guys still feel propelled to send super chats, things like that, I actually have it allowed now. So if you guys want to do that, but also, I have been going through a lot lately, especially in regards to housing. So that has been taking a toll on me mentally as well as emotionally. And so I've been receiving a lot of support and mutual aid for that. So I'm actually pretty grateful, because not everybody can just ask for assistance and then it comes that generously. So that's still in the works, but we're getting there, and I appreciate it. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there was my comrades at Rbn held a fundraiser, and on Tuesday for me, which gosh, I don't want to get emotional, but they were definitely looking out for me. And that's one of the things. First of all, let me give a huge thank you to my Rbn family. The moment I said something about this, first of all, the first words out of Rome's mouth was, "And why didn't you tell us?" That's the first words out of his mouth. And him and Savvy were like, "JB, you could have said something." And I was like, "Well, I didn't want to worry you guys, blah, blah, blah." And then next thing you know, I told the other members, they're like, "Okay, yeah, we need to do a fundraiser." And I'm like, "Okay." So, I just want to give a huge thank you to my family there at RBN, because you guys really are trying to help me at least stay stable. And along with them, the people who watch me day in and day out, whether I'm on RBN or whether I'm on my own channel, dear God, you guys are amazing. You guys have been so, so good to me. And, I'm not like a lot of other people in this space. I am struggling, and I just started. And even then, I just feel like, okay, so how some people have survivor's guilt? It's kind of a small microcosm of that. Like, it's like if I receive some type of help, I still kind of feel bad because I'm like, but other people are suffering. You know what I mean? And so I try to use my voice because I wish I could do more, but and I definitely want to get out there more like Rome is doing. It's just a little difficult for me right now, especially immunocompromised. Plus, I have this catheter in my chest, so I can't get it wet at all. So, including sweating. So it really sucks. But you still kind of feel a little bit of survivor's remorse. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you go over to a friend's house, like you and your family are starving at home and you guys don't have anything, but your friend invites you over to their house and they have a spread of food, and it's like, but you feel guilty for eating because you know that your family's at home starving. It's like, I don't know, I shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you start to go, well, can I take a few plates home to my family? You know? And so I at least want to try to do that, you know? I don't know. I'm rambling right now because I seriously do feel that way. Like, there are too many people who are suffering, and if I could at least use my voice to help direct it to others, yeah, then that's basically what I'm trying to do. But yeah, so as far as what's going on, yes, Wary Fairy, imposter syndrome, yeah, and I feel you, Lucky Burrito. We're going through so much, you know, and oh man, homeless since last August. Oh my gosh, yeah, I understand, and so I think about people, especially when it comes to housing, and it hurts. But anyways, um, so one of the reasons why I wanted to also do the stream is I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to Indy Left. As you guys know, Indy Left has, his, network, the INN, the Indie News Network, with him and a bunch of, I say friends and comrades who are in this space. There are also out there too that that are also doing the work of spreading information about what corporate owned media doesn't tell you, as well as, you know, reminding everyone that they have power, and we're directing attention towards a lot more direct action and mutual aid and things like that. So if you guys aren't following Indie Left, please make sure to do that. One of the reasons why I decided to basically do the stream was because of something good that has came about. As of right now, I am currently streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Rockfin. That's the announcement. I'm now live on Rockfin, and I wouldn't have been able to do this without Indy Left. So I just want to give a huge thank you to Indy Left for this. This is literally my debut stream on Rockfin. So I have a couple of people watching right now on Rockfin, but I am now doing, this is brand new. So I wouldn't have thought that I was going to get here this quickly. I thought it would take me at least till the end of this year, but here I am. And so I just want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Indy Left. That group is basically the INN is basically a group of working, class and, poor people just like us who are trying to put out, as much of a voice to speak truth to power as possible. So thank you so much. And I appreciate, everybody who's been supporting me this entire way. So yeah. And this is also kind of a hangout stream a little bit too. But I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been supporting me. It's been a long month. It's been a long, last 30 days. Just feelings of anxiety and feelings of like, what are we going to do? And then having to hear my mom crying on the phone about things regarding housing. Gosh, like, no, this shouldn't be. And yes, Paul Smith, you're absolutely right. Paul Smith says your country is governed by psychopaths and sociopaths that need to be destroyed for us and this planet to survive. I absolutely agree. And this is kind of brought out by Michael Parenti in his book, Dirty Truths. Just to let you guys know, it will be streaming tomorrow morning, chapter 1, part 2 of the reading. So you have that coming. And then exclusively on Rockfin, I will be also reading Blood in My Eye by George Jackson. This is going to be a reading that I'm going to be doing exclusively on there. The reason why I'm exclusively doing on Rockfin is because, YouTube, the stuff that's written in here, YouTube would shut me down. So, and that's another reason why I wanted to also be on other platforms too, is because the amount of censorship that comes up on YouTube, it really can put a damper on what is necessary to say in many cases. So, yeah, so that's why I also wanted to be on there. Plus, another reason is you have to diversify your platforms in order to be able to survive. Because actually, you know what? Let me share my screen really quick now that I mentioned it. There is a gentleman that had his entire channel pulled. And I'm going to show that to you. Hang on. Let me see if I can find it. Gosh, just give me 1 second, folks. I'm sorry. Let me go to this profile because I retweeted it because it was a thread. And okay. And by the way, the story I'm gonna show you, that it actually has a happy ending, but I just wanted to show it to you guys first before because this is giving you the what a lot of us are going through here on YouTube. So thank you for your patience. Let me share my screen really quick. And this is from Brian W. Van Norden. He says, short story, I had a YouTube channel where I uploaded dozens of video lectures I created covering Chinese philosophy from Confucius to Xi Jinping. YouTube deleted the channel without warning and apparently erased all my content without backup. See what I said about diversifying your platforms? Long story. It's hard to get the detailed answers from an actual person at YouTube, which is owned by Google. But as far as I can tell, here's what happened in more detail. Most of the content of my channel has been created by me or as playlists of material on other channels relevant to my teaching. However, because I teach about quote unquote Orientalism, I also uploaded a series of clips from 1934 film Java Head, which is historically important because it is an early film about interracial marriage and stars the great Chinese American actress Anna May Wong. Java Head is almost impossible to find either online or on DVD, since I found the video hosted on a free Facebook page. So I wanted to make some curated clips available for my students. I uploaded the clips last year, and they have been on my channel for months without any warning from YouTube about potential problems. But recently, an external bot owned by a company called Leak ID found the clips and made a copyright claim against them on YouTube. So we also have to be mindful and remember that sometimes, a lot of this is done by bots, and and they'll do copyright claims, you know, without really knowing, like you can talk about certain elections. I have to be very careful of my language right now, but certain elections, you can talk about them, about what somebody else may be saying, and then these bots will automatically think that you're saying what they were saying, what you're just talking about what they said. It's just weird. So it says YouTube's policy is that the account disabled after 3 copyright strikes against them. When you get 1 copyright strike, you get a warning. However, because I had made more than 3 clips from Java Head, I immediately got more than 3 strikes. So without warning to me, and an internal YouTube bot closed my channel and erased my content. To protest a copyright strike, you have to log into your channel, but of course I cannot do that because they deleted my channel. I did find email addresses to appeal directly to YouTube and Google. YouTube said I did not have the legitimate response to the copyright strikes, and Google said that they could not help me because my account had been deleted and cannot be restored. Said my Chinese philosophy class lecture series covered Confucians like Mengzi, Taoists like Zhuangzi, and classic of Chengels. You see, Mahayana and Theravada Buddhism. I can't even say that word right. East Asian Buddhism, including Huan and Zen, Neo-Confucianism, and Chinese feminism, and Chinese response to modernity, including May 4th movement, communism, and recent trends like Xi Jinping's Confucian socialism. The videos were arranged in historical order with cross-reference cards and have been used and praised by people all over the world. So this guy really put a lot of work and effort into his channel, and for it to just be deleted like that, that's got to be really difficult. My entire lecture series has been deleted because one careless bot told another careless bot to do so. This is the point. He says, however, I am sharing my horror stories so that others know what can happen to you if you trust YouTube and Google to use ordinary common sense and responsibly safeguard your audio visual material. So this is what happened after he basically went on Twitter and just raised hell about it. He said, victory, my channel is back up. Thank you so much for the solidarity everyone showed me. Overnight, YouTube restored my channel and simply removed the disputed clips. I will post a thread with details and lessons learned later, but for now, I am backing up my files. Thank you all. So this is one of the reasons why I say that we have to be vigilant when it comes to expanding and diversifying our platforms. And so, and also, you know, it's kind of harder for YouTube to want to shut something down, especially if it's, I hate to put it this way, but when something seems more profitable, basically meaning a channel that gets a lot of views, a channel that is bigger, because the thing is that now they're getting revenue off of the ads and things like that. So it makes them more difficult to want to pull the cord. Also, these larger channels also have a representative, a physical representative at YouTube that they can consult with. And so because of that, you know, it's kind of imperative that we grow, but at the same time, we also, just in case, we diversify. And so when we say things like the stream, subscribe, click the notification bell, things like that, it's really a means of survival so that we can continue to get this information out. You know, it's not just to get bigger to make it more lucrative. No, the thing is that a lot of us, especially on the new left, we don't really give as much of a shit about, you know, being more lucrative. It's more about keeping that and growing and disseminating the information more. That's really the purpose. So, you know, congratulations, you know, to this gentleman, to Brian Van Norden, for, you know, successfully getting your channel back up, because a lot of us, you know, some of us aren't as successful, and that just happens that way. So, you know, please make sure to, you know, whatever channel you're supporting, you know, and also ask some questions like, are you on Rockfin? Are you on Odyssey? Are you on Rumble? You know, are you on Twitch? You know, so just please make sure to do that too, because then it might light a fire under that content creator to go, you know what? Let me get on that so that I can diversify, especially those of us in the left media space. So just saying. Yeah, and a lot of us are demonetized and censored, things like that. Yeah. Yeah, I just announced that I'm also on Rockfin. So, you know, there you go. I'm on here as well. Oh, snap, Eric. Eric's also watching on Rockfin. First tip ever on live stream ever is from Eric. Yes, that is my first Rockfin tip. Thank you so much. It's so good. Rory O'Neill is also, you know, thank you for the coffee cup. Thank you so much for watching me on Rockfin. So now I have my first tip on Rockfin. I haven't got my first super chat, but that's okay. That'll happen later. But I'm just happy, you know, that I'm able to now, you know, talk about this and at least get some, you know, some, you know, a little bit more for the labor that I produce. But yeah, Jackson Hinkle is part of the list of demonetized and censored. That's kind of crazy though, because I think he just hit 100,000 subs. Oh, he got banned from PayPal and Venmo. Yeah, they're really trying to crack down on a lot of us, because a lot of us are now trying to circumvent, you know, a lot of what they take fees out for. They'll do that, you know, because they basically they're like, they want those fees. So I wouldn't be surprised if they start, I mean, look at the laws that they're changing right now. Like they already made it so that now you have to report, if you get regular money on PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App, now you have to now, and if it's regular, now you have to report that, you know. And so, and especially if it seems like you're sending the same amount over and over, gosh. And thing is, and here's the crazy part: the the government does this, and it's like, okay, it's it's terrible if we try to circumvent in order to earn a little bit more of our surplus labor, right? But the rich and super wealthy can circumvent blatantly. And guess what? We we just have to accept it. They barely pay a cent in taxes, and we're just supposed to accept it. You'll have the super rich who still are surplus labor, right? And then we're supposed to just accept it. You know, they continue to get subsidies from the government, even after making record profits, and we're supposed to just accept it. They do these, industry practices that ruin our planet and make it harder for us to live, creating literal climate refugees, and we're supposed to still just accept it. And meanwhile, you're going to penalize me for getting, you know, a, a $5 donation each month from somebody who's giving me mutual aid on PayPal. It's what? It's weird, right? It's wild, right? It's crazy, man. Oh, so good to see you, Jean Catherine the Great. Hello, hello, hello. Let me see. The ex collector says the only way to be able to thrive is to undermine the monetary system. This is the lesson of the Black Panther Party movement, which is what made them dangerous to the system. Same with MLK. Oh boy, that's the thing. You have a point there. That's part of the reason why they had to get rid of them, because they were circumventing. Because the thing is we it's like a kid that's it's like being in a household and you have a sibling that constantly gets away with everything, and then you try to get away with something minuscule in comparison, and you get you get punished for it, while your sibling doesn't get punished for anything at all. And you're like, that's not fair, because it seems like that parent is always looking at you and never at your sibling. And that's the way it goes, especially with the government now. We try to say, well, no, 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 no. If you guys taxed all these wealthy people you did back in the day, you guys wouldn't even have to worry about coming to audit us by the IRS. In fact, you guys would actually have more funds to fund the IRS more if you guys just went after these rich people. But at the same time, what we realize is that a lot of these rich people, they have a lot of lawyers, and they will drag it out and cost us more money. So it's man, it's a lot, I tell you. But yeah, the X Collective, I get completely what you're saying, and the odds are very stacked against us. And yes, Eric, we definitely need to demand change. You know, yeah, the climate crisis gets in the way of all your plans. Yeah, it's crazy. X Collective says demanding change is still somewhat asking for permission. We need to create change because as long as it's on the system's terms, there will be no change. You got a point there too. You got a point there too. Where Pilgrim says sometimes raising a ruckus publicly does wonders, like how talking to a consumer rights reporter on TV often gets the company to solve your problem, if only due to the negative publicity for them. I did this. I literally did this. Okay, all right. So, this was during the middle of the pandemic, and what happened? I think the company either they made me extremely late for dialysis or they didn't pick me up. Something like that. I think I was extremely late for dialysis, right? And I was on hold for 2 hours. And mind you, I have to be awake for dialysis. I have to wake up. My alarm clock goes off at 4:30 in the morning. So I'm out there waiting at 5 a.m., right? So from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., I'm on hold with these people trying to find out where my ride is. And when I get to a certain point, it hangs up on me. So I have to call again, get back in line. And it got to a point where I got to Twitter. I was like, hey, you guys are, preventing me from getting to my life-sustaining treatment. And next thing you know, a reporter from our local TV station was like, hey, I want to talk to you about this. This is serious. Next thing you know, I'm on the news and I'm bringing up this about the company. And it was basically like a whoosh, get your ass together. And next thing you know, and then you have people calling, going, "Well, sir, what we're trying to do is just we have a lot of people that quit, and it's hard to find people to work." And I'm like, "Okay, that's I understand that, but what are you paying them?" They just raised their starting wages to $15 an hour. These are literally people that transport elderly and disabled people to doctor's appointments, hospitals, to work, and different places that we need to go, that is harder for us to just jump on a bus and get there. And this is technically public transportation. And so, I was like, yeah, in order for you to retain workers, you have to not only treat them well, but you also have to pay them, well as well. You have to pay them a living wage. And they're like, well, we're doing $15 an hour. Part of me is like, $15 an hour ain't nothing in Florida anymore. Nothing. Do you know how much you have to be able to make to afford a 1-bedroom apartment in this area now? Let's do the math. Let's do the math. All right, I'm gonna do it on my phone because my calculator, because my brain ain't that good with math. Let's just be honest with you. But plus, I don't want to look stupid on camera. So all right. So let's say, the average rent in this area for a 1-bedroom now is about $1,700, right? So $1,700, right? According to experts, your rent should be at the highest a third of your income. So then 1,700, we'll do that times 3, right? All right. So 1,700 times 3 is $5,100. So you should be making $5,100 a month in order to afford a 1-bedroom apartment in this area, which is basically, and basically where I live, right? And I live in kind of the hood, mind you. Now, so if you divide 5,100 divided by 160, because there's 40 hours in a week, for 8, 12, 16. So 40, 80, 120, 160. So 160 hours. So that 160 hours comes out to $31.87 an hour. Don't believe me? Look, $5,100 a month right, divided by 160 hours, which is 40 hours a week in a month, amounts to $31, basically almost $39. I'm sorry, $32 an hour, right? Just to survive, that's how much you have to make. So with that being said, if this is how much you need to make in order to afford a one-bedroom apartment, $15 an hour is not going to cut it. $20 an hour is not going to cut it. This is Orlando, Florida. This is not New York. This is not Chicago. This is not, California. This is Florida. And so, yes, I'm going to be real with you. That whole, ballot initiative with us going up to $15 an hour, which doesn't go fully into effect until 2025, by the way, this is unsustainable. This is unsustainable. That being said, when people talk about, we need to go to $15 an hour, no. My price went up, baby. My price just went up. Stop talking about $15 an hour. Stop it, because it does not work. Stop the whole $15 an hour. Stop the fight for 15. We are fight for 50 now. Fight for 50. Like, that's really what it amounts to. So people talk about, I'm making $15 an hour. Big whoop. Mind you, the federal minimum wage is still $7.25. And do not let somebody go, well, if you raise the prices, then people are going to have to raise the prices of goods and services. That doesn't make any sense, because if that was the case, then we would have, our pay should have went up as well. But our pay didn't go up. Our pay never went up, but yet prices still go up. And also, don't give me that BS, because if you look at other countries, especially in the socially democratic country, well, they're still imperialist as hell and capitalist, but whatever. But even if you look at them, they're making like $22 an hour in Denmark at a McDonald's minimum wage. And they're making that much, and their prices are maybe 6 cents more over there than they are over here. So that is a bunch of baloney. Because the thing is that if you took the money from the top people and then disseminate it down to everybody else, you can afford it. You can actually make more, and then the prices will not go up that much. But the thing is price gouging. It is complete price gouging, and that's what we're being subject to. Do not stop calling this inflation. The gas prices that you see going up right now, that's not inflation, that's price gouging. You are being victimized. You are being subject to a price gouging because these asshats, right? They are basically raising it up because they know they can, because they know you can't do anything about it. How are you supposed to get to work? How are you supposed to pick up your kids? How are you supposed to get to where you need to go? Right? Our buses run off of natural gas. Guess what? That's going to go up too. So guess what? Your bus fare is going to go up if you use mass transit. A lot of these electric companies, they use fossil fuels in order to run their electric companies. So guess what? Your electric bill is about to go up. Your taxes are about to go up too. Because guess what? These states and municipalities, they actually, in order to use their vehicles, they actually have to use gasoline. So guess what? Your taxes are going to go up too. Which also means your property tax is going to go up too. So if you have a mortgage, guess what? Your property tax is going to go up. We already seen what happened with food. So the thing is that everybody wants to talk about, it's inflation. No, baby, no. It is price gouging because they know they can do it. They know that they can grab you by the throat and wring more money out from you. They can grab you by the ankles and shake you, and then the money falls out, whatever pennies that you have left. That's what they do. And so for us to sit here and to try to hand wring about it and go, maybe we should tax the rich more. You know what? I'm done with taxing the rich. I'm saying seize their assets, take it back, seize it. I'm done. I'm done with, because saying tax the rich actually gives them permission to be that absorbently rich. It's like you're giving permission for that opulence. I do not give permission for that opulence. I do not. I do not give permission for people to be that exorbitantly rich while you have people sleeping out on the streets at night. That is insane. Don't tax the rich. Make them obsolete. Radical? You damn right. Because the thing is, what's radical is that people are sleeping out on the streets. And them sleeping out on the streets is not a moral failing, it is a systemic failing. The systemic failing is because you have the super rich that continue to take, and the thing is that you have the people who are poor that continue to be poor. And poor people work. They work, and they work hard, and they work over more than what the rich do. But because we're not sociopathic and willing to exploit people of their profits, then guess what? We get shafted every single time. So I'm done with making excuses for rich people. Oh, we just need to have a wealth tax. No. Seize it. Seize it. I'm done. Seize it. All that Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren saying we just need a wealth tax. No. Stop giving permission for exploitation. Stop giving permission for oppression. Stop it. We're done. It absolutely makes no sense that we do not have tuition-free public college. In fact, I'll even go further. I think we should have tuition-free public graduate school. How you like that? I think that people who go to medical school should have their schooling paid for, so we can increase the amount of general practitioners, nurse practitioners, and RNs and techs. I think we should actually raise that. If we stop spending money for the wars that we're doing abroad and close down those almost 800 military bases, we would have the money to be able to do that. If we actually started going towards more renewable sources of energy, we wouldn't have to protect oil fields abroad and then having to destabilize governments over there. We wouldn't have to, because we wouldn't need the oil anymore. So, are you guys watching me move further to the left in real time? Yes, you are. You are. Because I'm done. I'm done with them, man. A tourist, yeah. And the thing is that some people will be like, well, they're doctors. They need to be waking thinking. It's like, did you become a doctor to become wealthy, or did you become a doctor because you wanted to help people? Because I can tell you right this: the doctors and the medical personnel in Cuba, they're doctors because they actually just want to help people. Now, do I think that doctors should be paid, a great wage, a handsome wage for what they do? Absolutely. And I'm going to peel it even further. Doctors are part of the proletariat. They are. Who I'm talking to is the people that own the hospitals. I'm talking about people that own the banks, the central banks. I'm talking to those people. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who will make all this money off of surgeries. And by the way, the doctors don't see all that money from the surgeries. It doesn't go all to them. It goes to the hospital. And yet you have, all that wealth made there. And yet the transporters, the custodians, people like that keep that hospital running, how much are they making? Don't sit here and tell me that the transporters that transport us from to X-ray, to our MRIs, to our dialysis units in the hospital, the transporters that transport us, and what about the techs? Because everybody talks about nurses, and nurses are extremely important, and nurses should be paid even more too. But what about the techs? What about the surgical techs? What about the dialysis techs? Right? What about them? A lot of people just overlook them. What about the people that come in and clean the rooms, that take out the trash, that keep the hospital running? See what I mean? And you have these shareholders that are collecting all this money and wealth for the hospital. And yet, you got transporters and custodians and techs trying to struggle to survive? Really? I don't want my tech to be tired when they're trying to take my vitals or stick me. What I'm saying is everyone deserves a baseline of all the essentials that they need. That's what I'm saying. You should not have to worry about housing in this country. You should not have to worry about healthcare in this country. You should not have to worry about education in this country. Hell, I'll even go further. You shouldn't even have to worry about transportation, because we should have a mass public transit system that runs like a well-oiled machine in this country, so that you have all your basic needs met, so that you guys can have whatever you need and be able to, you know. That's all. I didn't even know if I was going to talk. I didn't even know I was going to talk about this today, but I was just like, that just set me off. But yeah. So yeah, and so yeah, basically, to answer what your statement that you made, Arturis, is that doctors are laborers too, and they deserve their surplus value as well. Yeah. 4 days, 20 hours a week, $69 an hour. Nice. I'm so silly. But yeah, I mean, so and what helped influence me? That. Wait till you get to chapter 1, part 2 when it comes out tomorrow. Just wait. Watch. Boy, boy, I tell you, oh, why you oughta? And they got me starting to sound like Curly from Three Stooges. Whoop, 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 whoop. Go start. Good to see you. Go start. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida deleted a pledge from the earlier government statements calling for Japan's budget to be balanced by 2025. Interesting. That would be kind of cool. Eric. Um, yes, absolutely, John. Definitely. Me too, Waba. We too. Bryce, just going back on what I was, announcing earlier. I'm also live on Rockfin now, so and I also have super chats. Just letting you guys know. Margot, good to see you. Public transport system that truly accommodates people with disabilities. Yes, because here's my thing. Okay, so if you have a public transport system, right? A mass transit system even if you have a great mass transit system that expands throughout the entirety of the United States, I'm not just talking about, and especially in urban areas, then in the rural areas that still probably need to use internal combustion engines and maybe use fossil fuels for right now, their gas prices will go down because there's not that much of a demand, right? There's not that much of a demand, so why bother? You know what I mean? Especially if you don't have these car companies as well as tire companies looking at you, Firestone, that basically takes all that sees the mass public transit and then they buy it up, they destroy the machines or dismantle them and then try to push more people to buy more cars, thus driving up the prices of oil, thus driving up the prices of automobiles. Because the thing is that they want you to, it's very individualistic, have your own car. And it's like, but on top of that, whenever you have a I guess a right or freedom, it comes with a monetary price. Because yeah, first you have to get the car, first you have to buy that, then you have to pay for insurance, then you have to pay for maintenance, then you have to pay for gas. If we had a mass public transit system, all you have to do is pay for taxes, for it, which is going to be minuscule because it's being covered by everybody. You don't have any car insurance. You're not responsible for the upkeep of a car, so there's no maintenance. Then on top of it, you don't have to worry about potentially getting into a car accident, because the thing is that that's going to drastically decrease the amount of people that die in these type of accidents. And then on top of that, you don't have to pay for insurance. And then you don't have to pay for gas. So really, it's actually going to save you guys a lot of money. But then you also have some people who are like, "Oh, I don't want to ride with these people." And it's like, motherfucker, you're a human too. And we have this notion, this systemic brain thing in our minds in the United States, where you have people of certain classes that do not want to be in and around anybody who's of a lower class, simply because they ride public transportation. Like, really, like, how many rich people don't ride public transportation? They just don't. Why? Because they don't want to be around the rest of us. It's actually a little bit different, I think, in Europe. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's a little bit different where they don't care. They ride on public transportation. Plus, the public transportation is typically a little bit nicer, well taken care of, clean, clean, transit cars and things like that. So you don't have to worry about it as much. Look at the ones in China and Japan and South Korea. I mean, they have gorgeous public transportation. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And it also will help people in rural areas too, because then they don't have to pay as much for fuel. Man. Oh yeah. See, this is why I love y'all. Creative Experiment says, don't forget registration, license, car wash, and it doesn't come with a parking spot. If more people relied on a mass public transit, imagine how much less parking space we would need. Imagine how much less of a burden that would be on our environment. Imagine how less hot it would be, because that asphalt absorbs heat. Have you ever walked on asphalt barefoot before? Have you? It's hot. On a sunny day, especially here in Florida, you better not step on that asphalt. You'll burn your feet. You'll burn. And so, what do you think is also contributing to a lot of the heat that we may feel, especially in cities? It's because of all that asphalt, all that heat emanating. Mm-hmm. Red Raccoon said, "Hello, Red Raccoon." Says, "I lived in one building where I worked, slept, and had my own space. Any commodity I could need. Well, I might just be dreaming." Yeah. What? You know what? And while we're talking about this, Savvy Sabs was talking about this last night. She talking about this last night. Talking about working from home, about a 4-day work week, and she was talking about her experience when working from home and how much better it was. How much she didn't have to travel, how much time she had to spend more with her family because she didn't have to use out that time to travel to and from work day in and day out per week. I would actually love for her to tell me how much she saved on gas too. Because if you're not driving to and from work every single day, then how much are you saving on gas? Somebody said a couple weeks back that it's a possibility that these oil companies, because we had a lot of lockdowns over the pandemic, they're trying to make up for the money that they lost. And now they're price gouging just to make up for it. And my thing is like, we had to tighten our belts. So do you. Deal with it, Exxon. Deal with it, BP. God, these people. Also, your prices for plane tickets are about to go. They already went up, but they're going to go up even more, by the way. So good luck trying to travel to see your loved ones, especially for the holidays. We could have a system of automated public electric pod vehicles. It doesn't have to be this way. Yeah, we can have nice things. We really can have nice things. And the crazy part is they lie to you and say, well, we can't do it. Why? Because they can't make a profit off of it. They want to actually be able to make a profit off of it first. But the thing is that profit doesn't go to all of us. It only goes to a small, tiny little group of people. And so if they can't exploit you, then they don't think it's worth doing. And what Bryce just said, that's what I think. The X Collective says we used to have free tram systems across the U.S. until Ford and Friends got them removed. Oh my God! I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use man, but person. Um, but you're right. And the thing is that, like for instance, people, yes, do I, attack Democrats? Yes, because Democrats are shit. But to attack, conservatives, especially the super rich ones like the Koch brothers, yeah, they had a hand in a lot of that too. Because what does Koch Industries involve? It involves refining oil. That's what they do, and they also make asphalt and things like that. So if the amount of automobiles and cars diminished, if the amount of trucks diminished, and instead using more rail and mass transit, then guess what? Who makes less money? That's what it's about. But the thing is that even if you took all their sources of income away and just left them what they have, they will be rich for generations to come. Even if we just left them alone to just cut off their income streams, they would still be rich for generations to come. It's greed, man. It's always wanting more. Never satisfied with being normal. Never satisfied with having, a decent, I say roof over our head. I say a decent roof over your head. Decent clothes on your back. Good whole foods to put on your stomach. A great education that everybody can have. There's this mentality of I'm better than everybody else, so therefore I should be above everybody else. To those people, I say fuck you. You're not better. You poop just like we do. And it stinks just like we do. Your brain is not somehow bigger. You're not somehow smarter. You're not. You are not better. You are not some alien from Krypton that can fly, shoot laser beams out of his eyes, and blow, a tornado. You're not. So stop thinking that you are. You have no benefit to the world. I'm talking about to the 1%. If in case they ever come across this video, you have nothing more than what we have. You don't have 3 eyes. You don't have 6 ears. You don't have 2 mouths. You don't have extra of everything. You don't even have the extra energy that a lot of us have. Hell, I would love to see you have as much energy as a 4-year-old. They have more energy than you. So you're not better. So why should you live a life that's that much better than the rest of us? This is really a moral argument. Why do you have to live that much better of a life? And it's like, okay, well, you and the thing is that you didn't create anything. A lot of it's just inheritance. That meritocracy argument is it's done. We're done. Oh gosh. I'm gonna drink to that, Bryce. That was good. That was funny. Oh yeah, it's ableism too. Yeah, there's a lot of that too. But yeah, so just wanted to, thank you guys for tuning in. I didn't want to take too much of your time. In the next few minutes, I think CJ is about to go live on Rbn. She's going to be talking about some interesting things regarding the Black Panthers. So if you guys want to go over there and watch CJ, I will also be on Rbn later this evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please make sure to tune in there. I just want to thank all of you guys for watching. Let me see if there's any comments on. Oh, there's a lot of comments on Rockfin that I did not get to. Roy O'Neill says, "Fuck the police. Rockfin loves JB." Thank you so much. Leonard Trust Fund says minimum wage equals a gallon of gas. Basically, yeah, Indy Left is in the chat. Thank you so much. I couldn't have done this without you, so I appreciate it so much. Les Bones is here. He says, "Let's go." Yeah. Indy Left is a rock star, and so I'm very appreciative of all of you. Because you guys just from the top and bottom of my heart. So yeah, wait. Okay, I'm just spitballing here. But if that's what I'm talking about becomes a real show, JB could have a guest and be like, "So CJ, what are you talking about?" So wait. Oh, okay, just like Arnold. What you talking about, CJ? Oh my gosh. Ghost Start says breaking charge. Grand Rapids cop Christopher Schur with 2nd-degree murder. He killed a Congolese refugee during a traffic stop. Oh yeah, Patrick Loyola. So shooting Loyola in the back of the head, and he was face down on the ground. Wait, he was charged for 2nd-degree murder? They actually charged him? Hold up. Ghost Start. Hold on. Because I talked about Patrick Loyola. because they actually were refugees from Congo because of the violence that was going on in Congo. Um, and so uh, I mean, if the cop was charged, let me see, Patrick Patrick Leoya. Oh snap! Thank you, Ghost Start. Hang on, let me share this really quick before I go. I'm sorry. Ghost Start with the assist. Hold up. Wait a minute. This is from the Associated Press. A Michigan police officer who killed Patrick Leoya, a black man, with a shot to the back of his head, has been charged with second-degree murder. He's not going to get much time, though. He's just not. I just don't think he's going to get much. I don't think he's going to get much time because he's a cop and he's a white cop. You know, it's just not going to happen. I don't have faith in this system. My faith in the system went away a long time ago. Okay. It says a prosecutor filed a second-degree murder charge Thursday against Michigan police officer who killed Patrick Leoya, a black man who was on the ground when he was shot in the back of the head following an intense physical struggle recorded on bystanders video. Kent County prosecutor Chris Becker announced his decision against Officer Christopher Schur, who killed Leoya minutes after a traffic stop on April 4th. He says the death was not justified or excused, for example, by self-defense. So Officer Schur, well, I'm not even going to call him that because he doesn't deserve a title. Schur told Leoya that he stopped his car because of the license plate didn't match the vehicle. Roughly a minute into the stop, Leoya began to run after he was asked to produce a driver's license. Becker said he consulted experts from outside Michigan about the use of force. Okay, so his parents know about the charges. Here's the thing: Patrick Leoya is from the Congo, and so they probably do things a little bit differently there. And so I saw the video of what happened, and he basically, in true African fashion, he got out the car, basically like, "Why'd you stop me, man?" Nothing in his hands, like it's almost like you can hear him with this, it probably his accent, like, "Why did you stop me? What did you stop me for?" And the police officer's like, "Get back in the car, get back in the car." And so the police officer started getting close to him. So, Patrick started to, walk away, and to the point where he was running, because it's like, this dude got a gun. Like, what am I going to stand still for and just, let him, run up on me? Right. And so he got, he tried to tase him. Patrick Leoya was like, no, you're not going to do that to me. So he grabbed the taser. Next thing you know, the officer went into his other hand and grabbed that gun and killed him. Apparently, Patrick Leoya was face down when he did it. And he did it in the back of the head, execution style. Why do you cops feel the need, if they're doing a random traffic stop and somebody starts to walk away or run, why not get the license plate number, run the license plate number, or jump in your car and follow him, and then to wherever he goes, like, or get other cops in the area? It's like, let him leave his car. If he runs, then let him leave his car. All right. Like, it's just so stupid. It's just the stupidest thing. It's like you cops, you guys watch too much propaganda that glorifies cops when they suddenly jump out and they start running, and then they think you're gonna get the bad guy, just like Will Smith did and Men in Black. You guys think, oh, this is a chase. We're gonna. And you guys are like, well, we don't know if he had a. Well, if he had a gun, he probably would have pulled it out, but he didn't got none. He was unarmed. Yeah, yeah. Send, like Bryce said, send the ticket in the mail. Send the ticket in the mail. All right. Have your camera on, and then ask him his name and stuff like that, and then they can run it there and get his address and send him a ticket in the mail. I'm sick and tired of these Paul Blarts. There's a bunch of Paul Blarts that honestly, excuse me, think they're RoboCop. God, the white supremacy in this nation is sickening. I'm sorry, Gene, but you know what? Even if he's found guilty, the punishment it will be lenient. It will be so lenient to the point where there'll still be outrage. It'll be way too lenient. Yeah, yeah. Like we said, a lot of us say, if you're black, once you become a police officer, you're no longer black. You're a police officer. However, here's the funny thing, though. If you're a police officer and you do something really wrong, and they go after you, you actually face more punishment than a white police officer does. Kind of weird how that happens, right? But yeah. But yeah, I thanks a lot for talking about this Ghost Art. I appreciate it. But I'm going to get going now because I'm hungry. And I will be live tonight. Please make sure to, if you guys want to hear about Dirty Truths by Michael Parenti, chapter 1, part 2, I will be talking about that tomorrow. That'll be an upload. If you guys, have not yet, if you guys like the stream, please make sure to give this a like. And if you are not subscribed, then why aren't you subscribed? Don't you like me? I thought I was likable. Yeah, so please make sure to do that. Thank you to everyone for all that you've been doing. Oh, by the way, I think I'm like 16 away from being at 1,500 subs. Wait, hang on. Let me take a look right before I go. If my phone works fast enough. 1.49. Let me see. Hold on. How many subs am I at? Let me see. Dashboard. 8 subs away from 1,500, basically. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, then then please make sure to subscribe. If you do like what I talk about, 8 people will put me at 1,500. So just to let you guys know, I do love all y'all. You guys are beautiful, beautiful people, and I appreciate everything that you guys have done. And water your plants, water yourselves, leave the world better than you found it. Smoke them if you got them, and I'll see you in the next one. Forehead kisses. Mwah!